Hey everybody, it's me. It's been a month now. I've been in school a month, and I'm using my phone again to record this because it's just easier. Not going to make this long, but as you see, this looks rather stressed and tired. I have a terrible headache today. Had first fundamentals test just a little bit ago, and 50 questions, and I don't know how I did. I'll have to let you know. But, you know, how do I do? I don't know how I did. I know that there were a few questions that I know one for sure that I got wrong. And there's probably several more, but anyway, I'm hoping I did well. But anyway, first test, it's worth 12% of my grade. So we have like 4 tests plus an ATI test we have to take at the end that they say like is for extra credit. And then a final. So everything else is going well. We had our first clinical last week at the nursing home, which was kind of disorganized, but you know, it was all right. We survived. And so tomorrow is my next clinical. We will actually be assigned to somebody. We basically, the first time we kind of just looked at charts and got kind of familiar with the nursing home itself. But the following week, we will go for training at the hospital, and then the week after that is when we actually go to the hospital, which is going to be at the hospital that I actually work at. So that's pretty cool. I already kind of know my way around the hospital. So anyway, there's been a lot of reading. As you've heard from everybody else, there's a lot of reading. The one class I'm taking is called Medication Principles, and it's really kind of a pharmacology class. The first couple of weeks, we did like the nursing math part of it. We haven't done like the IV drop rate and stuff yet. I think that's coming up, but right now, like today, I had pharmacology, nursing or medication principles, and we talked about like the drugs and what it does to your body and how to know, you have to know the indications and stuff for the particular drug to be able to administer it safely and everything. So it was kind of interesting, but it was right. It was an 8 o'clock class, and then at 9 o'clock at 10 o'clock is a 2-hour class. At 10 o'clock is when I had my test. So I was a little anxious and stuff. So I have really bad test anxiety. Does anybody else out there have test anxiety? I prayed all the way to school today, just praying that God would just give me peace, and he did, but I just have test anxiety, and then I beat myself up when I know that I missed something, and I actually went back and changed an answer on my test, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I did, so I'll learn. Hopefully I passed it. I'm hoping I didn't fail it. If I failed it, oh Lord, you'll be hearing me cry on the next video, so I just look really bad today. I look very tired. I actually slept, but I've had a terrible headache. So anyway, what else do I need to tell you? Lots of reading. And I know that there are second-year nursing students that I've talked to, and they say that they really didn't read their fundamentals book at all. I have read that fundamentals book. I have highlighted it. I have compared it with the PowerPoints. I have used my little supplemental books like the Fundamental Success, which those questions are pretty hard in there. I did not do so well on those, so I was kind of going into this test feeling a little uneasy. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but either way, I think it's good that I practice these tests because they're just very, very difficult in a sense where there's 4 answers and you can throw out 2, and the 2 you just have to literally like just flip a coin almost. You just don't know which one is the right answer. Anyway, so that's if you want any recommendations, if you're not actually in nursing school yet, get those like Fundamental Success, get any like NCLEX book, get them on Amazon for cheap. That's what I did. And just kind of read the questions, and more than likely you're going to get a lot of them wrong because number one, you don't know the material, which I've kind of am realizing that. But this first test was over like therapeutic communication, what else? Ethics, documentation, just like there were like 9 chapters. So it's just like, was a bunch of different stuff. But the questions, there were most of them, I say most of them, a lot of them I kind of knew. It kind of was like a no-brainer. It's like, oh yeah, this is for sure the answer. But there's 40 in my class. And like in my clinical group, there's 8, which is a nice size and everything. There's my kitty cat, Riley. My clinical instructor is like my pharmacology teacher, and she also teaches like lab and stuff. Oh, and physical assessment. We're getting ready next Tuesday. What's day? Today's Wednesday. Tuesday, I have to get checked off on my physical assessment. Now, listen, physical assessment, you need to know this. It is head to toe physical assessment, starting with the scalp. You literally have to palpate scalp and see if there's any bumps or sores or anything, and you literally go all the way down. I've never in my life been assessed by a nurse from head to toe. I don't even know if I've been assessed by a doctor from head to toe, but you have to know how to do this, and you cannot use notes. You literally have to memorize everything, and then you have to like verbalize what you're doing, but then you also have to like treat the person like your partner, like they're your patient and everything. So, I'm sure it'll be fine. That's something I have to practice on. I practice on my kids, practice on my fiance. I'm just practicing. Might go practice on my grandma and my mom. But anyway, so that's the first thing I'm going to be checked off on, and then we'll actually have to do it in clinicals, every time. Like when we go to the hospital, we have to do it every time, she said. There's other things. We got medication we're getting ready to start administering maybe the end of next week or something. We only have lab day once now because we have lab and then we have clinical day. So, which is good. Like tomorrow I've got clinicals, which I have to be there at 6:45 in the morning, which is okay. I mean, I get up at 5 o'clock every morning no matter what, because I get up and I study. And like today I had an 8 o'clock class. Most of my other classes start at like 9. One of them starts at 10, like when I have lab day. Anyway, but it's been good. I know everybody just talks about, oh, how stressful it is, which it is. The part that is the most stressful, I think, at the beginning is getting organized. Get organized. Get a binder for each subject. Get a calendar. Spell everything out. What is due when? We've had a lot of papers due. Like I've had to write 4 papers or so. I've got another one due on Monday. Get organized. I mean, that is my number one thing that I can tell you right now. Because the first month, I think, it's not, there's a lot of reading and stuff, and it's very intimidating. But you can do the reading. I mean, we're a month into it. This is my 4th week, and we have our first fundamentals test. Now, I had my medication principles class, or test, back last week. What's today? Last Wednesday, which I got a 90 on, which is still an A, but anyway. So you have a few weeks before actual first test comes up, but study every day. For this fundamentals test, I literally studied, 40 hours. Seriously, I spent from 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon until 10 o'clock last night sitting at my kitchen table studying. That's how I do. I come home, I take a little break, I study. But then I get up and do different things, but that's what I have to do. This is a 43-year-old brain. You have to take that in consideration. So it takes me, I think, a little longer. And I have extreme test anxiety. So I have to over-prepare for it. But then again, like my instructor, she could tell I was kind of anxious this morning. And she was like, you're smart. You just need to calm down and be relaxed. And just don't overthink it, which that's what I do. I have the problem of overthinking things. I'm trying my best to not do that. That's going to be, hopefully, it's going to be a process, but hopefully I can just learn every test and do good on tests. I don't want to flunk a test. Do not want to flunk any tests. So, because then I'll really get stressed even more. So, all right, so I'm going to put this to an end. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Please pray for me. Let me know what I can be praying for you about. We're in this together, or, you're just watching this because you're getting ready to be in this, and I know where you are because I was just there. So anyway, post comments, questions, whatever, just let me know. Sorry I'm doing this on my phone again. I hope it's okay with everybody. Anyway, take care. See ya.